Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's comic book review, and continuing along with the final issue this week for Marvel, Invincible Iron Man number 25, cover A. I love this cover. I'm sure other people like the other covers better. There's so many varying covers to so many comic book issues nowadays. It's hard to keep up with all the covers. But anyway, that's a different story. Number 25 kickstarts Iron Man all over again. Tony Stark makes the announcement he's no longer making. He finds out he's broke, first of all. So he's broke. There is no more Stark Industries. There's no more anything. So Tony Stark goes to the army and says, I'm not building you machines anymore. I'm going to. That was my father. That was me. That's not going to be me anymore. And the army says, thinks he's bluffing at first. Turns out he's not. The new Iron Man suit is created thanks to the help of Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four, who does make a guest appearance in here. And Tony Stark says he's not apologizing still for what he's done, but at the same time, he wants to move forward. So what's Tony Stark going to be doing with his time? He's going to be creating arc reactors. He claims, he's saying, my arc reactor is saving my life. It could be an energy saver. And he basically tells all the industries he's going to put them out of business because his arc reactor is going to help people live, help things be more economical. So basically now he's gone from weapons to helping the planet, helping people. Thor also makes a guest appearance in here, offering him treasures to help him build up his money again so he can open up Stark Industries, which he doesn't accept. So I'm iffy about Stark's, the way they're putting Iron Man, what direction they're putting him in. But then again, Iron Man really never was about, Tony Stark's private life as much as it was about the Iron Man. So, first part of 8 parts. So we've got 8 months of this. So that's basically almost an entire year of this new story arc. Because it's once a month, 12 months in a year, guys. So this is going to be taking up a nice chunk of basically the rest of this year to finish off this story line. So there's a lot that can happen. There's a lot that can happen. And there's a lot of room for disappointment or a lot of room for improvement. So pick it up. It's a great issue. I love the artwork. The new Iron Man suit's in here, and you get a few pages at the end, which is really a waste of pages. But what can you do? It's all about the artwork of making a decision on the new Iron Man suit. Pick it up, guys. It's really good. Kickstarting the new Iron Man off. Okay, now we're going into DC Comics. Another more familiar grounds for me. Teen Titans 82, Superboy, Kid Flash, and Cyborg are back on the team, and they go up against Holocaust, and they basically, the whole team pulls together at the end, and they beat Holocaust. Whoopee! So then they find out that there's somebody that was working with Holocaust. Mind you guys, I had to read the entire story this week, so stick with me on this. Pushing around the flu virus, and they find out in the end that his accomplice is on the plane with them, and he basically takes Raven and jumps into some type of void. The end. There's also a little bit of conflict going on between Superboy and Wonder Girl. That's going to be leading into something. No wonder why Superboy's not going to be in Adventure Comics for a while. So basically, in the end, Raven gets taken away and what's that word? There. Dimensional rift. Thank you, Cyborg. There's a dimensional rift, and basically Holocaust silent partner, who's this big fat guy. Of course he has to be wearing a Superman shirt, though. I don't know why I closed the book. I want to show you guys first. This big fat dude is Holocaust's accomplice. Takes Raven and jumps into the rift. To be continued, not the end. To be continued. So I'm guessing it's leading into another series now. Holocaust. This series is done. This storyline. It's just going to lead into another one. That's why it's not the end of the story. Absolutely pick this up. Superboy is back. Kid Flash is back. The old Titans are back, plus new people. So I'm going to be enjoying it starting the next issue now that this storyline's over. I actually enjoyed this last issue too. It was good to see the Teen Titans kicking some ass. Superboy's back. Kid Flash is back. It's just awesome. It's good to see the old Titans back from when I got this back when it was issue 1. Now 82 issues later. Holy shit, that's a long time. But absolutely pick it up. Okay, last time I'll actually be saying don't pick up Action Comics. Action Comics 889, concluding Nightwing and Flamebird. The series, the whole storyline stunk. It was lackluster. It has nothing to do with the last Stand of New Krypton. I'm glad it's done. Next month leading, not this month actually, because May, like I said before, War of the Supermans is coming out. All these Superman titles are in hiatus for 1 month. So next month, in June, Superman 900 will be all about Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor's taking the main spotlight in Action Comics for a while. So looking forward to that, hoping it doesn't suck. Hoping that eventually Superman will be back in all of his titles and not just one. Okay, moving into Superman, number 699. The Pendulum issue of Last Stand of New Krypton is here. Basically, they're on Brainiac's ship. Superman gets Kandor back to New Krypton and has Brainiac 5 and Supergirl re-enlarge it. Superboy comes back. Brainiac warns Superman that if he pursues Brainiac, he's going to die. And basically in the last page you see Lex Luthor, in a way to stop Brainiac, enlarging one of the cities inside of the ship. And the ship comes crashing down on New Krypton, to be continued in 2 seconds. Because basically, the last issue, here's the last page, leading into the third and final part of New Krypton, which, no surprise, came out the exact same week. Leading us, of course, into the next comic book this week, Last Stand of New Krypton, Part 3 of 3. Okay, ship crashes, and they find Brainiac 5 and Supergirl find Superman, and he's near death. Brainiac 5 calls Superboy and transfuses some of Superboy's blood into Superman, and he brings Superman back to life. Brainiac gets pissed off at Lex Luthor for betraying him, basically, and yeah, so he snaps Lex Luthor's neck, but he really doesn't, because it's found out that it's a robot. Who knew? And I called it. And I'm going to show the page where I called it. I called it way back before Last Stand of New Krypton even really started. In the end, because you know that basically in the end, Brainiac 5 takes Brainiac away, and they go away. Lex Luthor, middle panel, Mike, straight across, gets immunity from the government. So all of his crimes are now abolished, and he's back to being the corporate asshole that he always was. He got his presidential pardon, thank you. And that's it. And then the last page, Zod declares war on Earth, leading into War of the Supermen. It's going to be New Krypton versus the planet Earth. 4 parts, well, 5 parts if you count number 0, kick-starting next week. Part 0 and Part 1 coming out next week. All about New Krypton versus Earth. Also, Kara makes a announcement to her mother saying, "My father didn't tell me to protect you. He told me to watch out for you. He wanted me to protect myself from you, not to protect you." Big stuff going to be happening in the War of the Supermen, hopefully, leading into better times for Superman. And finally, comic book of the week, yet again, another Green Lantern. Green Lantern Corps 47, concluding Blackest Night. Even though it says Brightest Day on the top, it is not a Brightest Day tie-in yet. This month's May's issue, number 48, will be leading into Brightest Day's tie-ins. This issue basically clears the slate from what happened on Blackest Night. Kilowog no longer wants to be a drill sergeant. He wants to be a Green Lantern again. Guy Gardner and Kyle and all the other Green Lanterns basically are fixing Oa. They actually, it was made known on one of the up and getting the finger. Okay, so we'll go into the next part, and I will catch you guys finishing off this week's comic book review. Catch you guys there.